Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. And today we are doing The Punisher number 5 in a 4-issue limited series with cover art by Phil Zimelman. His name is Phil Zimelman. And let's just do a quick retrospective. This is number 1. Cover art by Phil Zimelman. I didn't say this guy's name at all the whole time. And it's really quite good. It's not bad at all. I like it. He doesn't go heavy on the inks. He doesn't really do contour lines. He doesn't really do cross-hatching, which is my eternal struggle, is learning how to really do cross-hatching well for comic books. I can shade with tone perfectly fine, but it doesn't have the pop that I want, so it's the one part of my style I'm not happy with. So the Punisher has been captured by Alaric in the Trust. He's in Alaric's headquarters, really a very fancy mansion set out on a tall plinth of land, which you see right here in this first panel, on this page, this tall panel. The Punisher has been dropped into a room with toxic gas, basically hallucinogenic or hypnotic gas, if such a thing exists. And it's an electroshock floor, but the floor doesn't work because the Punisher has insulated boots, and the gas doesn't work because the Punisher holds his breath, and he has all his guns, and so he gets his way into the, he blocks the gas with his shirt, and then he, because it's flammable gas, and the Punisher can't get hurt by things like explosions or bullets or falls from 12-story buildings, he blows the wall out and is fine. Because the Punisher he's James Bond without a nation. He's a superhero. This is a superhero comic. He catches up with Jigsaw, who has not had enough of this fight yet. Jigsaw was played pretty good by Dominic West in that movie with Ray Stevenson, who tragically passed away, Titus Polo. That show Rome was amazing. If you guys did not watch that show Rome about Lucius Vorenus and Titus Polo, you could really... So this is Jigsaw and the Punisher having it out. The Punisher finally beats him, as you can see. And here are all the other Punishers, and he challenges them to a fight, and they're not having it. They're like, nah, you know what, maybe not today. And they run away. Meanwhile, down here, Alaric still has a couple Punisher bodyguards in his command room. And look at this command room. Let me point this out earlier too. Look at this James Bond villain command room. The 1980s and these G.I. Joe, Cobra Commander, 9-panel TV command stations are just all the rage. I don't know what I would draw instead because it's a great scene, but I don't know what room in the house that fits into. You know, that's a really high ceilinged room. And so here we are again. Alaric yelling at his henchmen from his command center. Has an elevator to it and everything. I mean, it's like Punisher gets beaten with a rifle, but Alaric is too panicked and too spazzed out to finish the job. And he runs away and drops the rifle. And he goes to his bedroom like a 7-year-old, where the Punisher catches him and tells him what he's going to make him do. So, the Punisher's punishment for Alaric's bad behavior isn't to be murdered, but what he's been tasked with is to clear the Punisher's name. Alaric's job is to call all the newspapers and explain to them what he's done, who he is, who's involved, and if he doesn't, the Punisher's going to be coming back to get him. And this is a powerful ending for a 12-year-old. But, okay, so now down here, we have a couple loose ends to tie up. We have this kid, Tony, who was mob boss's son. He was going to medical school. He didn't like his dad and his dad's friends. And the Punisher just talks him down, humiliates him, says your dad was a bad guy, he deserved to be murdered. You don't fit my code. If you want to kill me, go ahead. But these trust guys are going to come after you then. They're going to see you as a bad guy. And then blah, blah, blah. So you can get on with living or get on with dying. It's a very Clint Eastwood sort of ending. And the kid doesn't shoot the Punisher, so the Punisher walks out to the rain for the third loose end. There's actually 4 loose ends. There's a 4th loose end that does not get tied up in this issue. So wait a minute. That's Alaric is 1, Jigsaw, the kid, Angela is the 4th. There's a 5th one. There's a loose end for every issue in this limited series. So Angela guns her car at the Punisher. She's mad because he's not Alaric. The dog's with him. He shoots out the radiator. The gas blocks her view of the road. And of course she turns on a bridge because you can't see, so you turn. And she hits the ledge and she's teetering on the edge like the very end of the Italian Job. And the Punisher says, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. It's not exactly what he says. That's the Batman line against Liam Neeson. But essentially that's what he says. And so he leaves her there, and we are left to make up her fate for ourselves. She's a pretty girl, so I say she lives to learn from her mistakes. And that is Punisher number 5. The Kingpin, who put all of this in motion, does not get dealt with. So clearly, he will be the main villain for the regular Punisher series that comes out a couple years after this. Legacy of a Mad Scientist, Legend of Ashley Fox, 26 hours of amazing science fiction audiobooks for you guys here on this channel, in the vein of the Punisher, in that same spirit. And we also have a comic book, Ashley Fox Last Valkyrie, which is here in the description as PDF. And I guess, we also have the Yggdrasil card deck. This is playing a big part in my life right now. I need to really go through this deck and learn all the bits of Norse mythology, as I have hijacked Odin for my own purposes. This is Skyrim, I believe is his name. Skimir, who is a schemer. Skimmer is the schemer. Skimmer the schemer is into deception and the undermining of confidence. So he's got a puppet. He's a trickster character. Maybe like Hermes, Mercury, but maybe he's also a lying, thieving, conniving goblin. Skimir. It's a good name for a character. But so, what's going on in my life? Yesterday was busy with figuring out crypto scams and learning how they work. And I got scammed for a little bit of money, but not a lot. It was good to learn it and see how honeypot coins are found. So I can't say that it was fun, but it was definitely exciting. I'd do better off gambling in Vegas, and I'm not going to do that. So how do you make extra money to produce comic books? And that's something I'm going to have to keep thinking about, and obviously tell you guys as I go. I do like the Punisher's logo in these books. These ones we just read. It's not the big Grateful Dead head. You know what I mean? Not the logo that we're so familiar with. It's a very different sort of logo. It's a little bit like a key. It's almost like a key face. Like those old can openers. Sort of like the way the handles look. Just a little different. But yeah, Mobius did kind of the same thing here. And what do I want to talk about? What do I need to talk about? I am here because I want to talk about literature and comics and all the tricks that they use. and loose threads in literature and fulfillment and character development and how much time do you put into the bad guys and all that kind of stuff. That stuff for me is great fun. I got 3 more chapters done last night. I think I'm over 90 pages now. So that's going really well. 6 pages, which is Stephen King's rate. And I've been writing for about a month now, so I'm at a good pace. My first 2 books, I spent a lot more time editing. After that, I did a bunch of short stories and spent a lot less time editing. I sort of get the story in my head. And that's not true because every night when I sit down to write lately, I have no idea what I'm going to write. I know where the story needs to go, and I know what needs to happen in order to keep it entertaining for the audience, but I literally don't know what's going to happen until I sit down to write and sort of force myself to do it, and everything else has been done for the day. I usually like to write after midnight. It used to be in the early mornings I would draw and write, but my schedule's a little different right now, so I'm not up at 7 o'clock, I'm asleep. So instead of writing from like 7 to 10 or 5 to 9, now it's from like 1 to 4. So that's a pretty good chunk of time, and I get a lot done. When I did the first 2 novels, and I was doing it literally all the time, all my spare time were writing and editing, that was a little different. Editing took a lot more time then, in part because I was still finding the story and finding the way language needed to flow together. This is not language based. I mean, it is language based, but it's visual based. So I'm writing what the camera would see in the order, or comic booking it in the panels. So in the order of panels, every paragraph is 2 to 3 sentences, and that's basically a panel. And yeah, so I'm really happy. I had an awesome summer. I don't know about you guys. I did not get to skate enough, but it was really hot, and I was very short of funds. I need funds not to go skating. I need funds for the recovery day because I have to eat a lot and I have to sleep a lot and get a lot of fluid. So that's like a lot of Gatorade and a pizza and probably some street tacos, so that's like $30 in food at least, maybe more. I'll still have some for the day after, but if I like really get out for a full session, I need to, recover. I'm definitely not like I was in my younger years. But I could do it every day if I had money and time and everything set. Yeah, I'd be out skating every day for an hour a day. That would be awesome. And I kind of have time. I just need more in my bank account. And honestly, I'm having more fun writing and drawing and doing the comic book stuff. So for me, that's more interesting right now than actually physically challenging myself. I still do my workouts. I did shoulders yesterday, so it's not like I'm not physically challenging myself. Skating is a luxury. It really, really is. Kung Fu was a luxury, but I demanded that. That's one luxury I gave myself 2 days a week. I needed that to be a whole person. That's what I needed to do. So right now, skating isn't what I need to do to be satisfied in my spirit. It's the writing. So the writing is more important. Skating is what I'll get to do when I try and produce a comic or a short cartoon or before I move on to the next story. So yeah, I don't know. Hope you guys are having an awesome summer and talk to you tomorrow. Bye.